do?
the medal, it's the Medal of Heroism, which is the civilian equivalent of the Medal of Honor. So if you're in the military, the highest honor you can get is the Medal of Honor for saving someone's life or exceptional act of bravery. But if you're not actually in the military, they have an award, the same level award, but for a civilian, and it's called the Medal of Heroism. And that comes straight from the Pentagon. And Nicholas got that from the Department of Army because
why? How'd they know about it?
Because I was in JROTC at the time.
Yeah.
And you never told any
Whoa. Say slow. You were in what now? Nico, say it again. You were in what?
JROTC in high school.
So tell people what that is. Because I know what it is, but I don't think other people don't use the acronyms. Tell them, expand on it. What is that?
Well, it's like a military program in high school. And it basically just introduces you to the military in case that's something that
It's basically junior Army training.
It's like junior firefighter and junior lifeguards.
Wow, and then you get junior Army. I mean, what else?
They have junior everything.
Junior everything. Oh, so that's why. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so that's where that came from because he was in that program.
You never told us this.
No, we didn't know any of this.
Talk about it that much.
No, we just do. Yeah,
that's amazing.
No. Well, Mom, I could tell you. This story.
Sean, what happened to your camera, dude?
I just keep getting farther and farther away from it.
He's just moving. That's all.
I'm just more. I keep gravitating towards what Nico and I.
Right. So again, this is amazing. So you at 14, you make your first rescue. You have another rescue.
3 months.
3 months later, and that rescue.
Yes.
And what was that rescue? Your mom, you can stay on, Mom. Right? Let's hear the story so you can maybe add to it. So what was this rescue?
I was 15 now. I had just turned 15, and I was just coming home from school, and I wanted to check the waves because I knew that I checked the surf report. It said there was going to be good surfing waves.
Right.
And so I'm checking the waves. I have my book bag on. I'm wearing shorts, t-shirt, sneakers, and I just see these two people drifting out, and they're out kind of far. And I was keeping an eye on them because I just didn't think it looked right.
Now so this is that again. What years? What time is it now?
This is 2017 still.
Like when?
I think we might have
September.
September.
Catch, you're getting another call.
Yeah, keep going. I got rid of it. Good.
That was September of 2017. I was 15, so it must have been after the 18th, so kind of later in the month.
Okay, go ahead.
September 21st.
There you go.
Wait, say it again. When was it?
21st. So I was only 15 for 3 days.
No, but what month was it of the year?
September.
Oh, September. Okay, so the water was still warm. So, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a feeling. Go ahead.
No worries. And so, I was checking the waves. I saw these two people. It didn't look right. And the one guy he finally got to a sandbar where he could stand, and he started waving for help.
Right.
Because the girl was still out there in the rip. So I just started running down the beach. I threw my backpack off. There was an old man sitting in a chair, just kind of hanging out. So I started taking my shirt off, my shoes off. I think I kept my shorts on. And I told the man, I'm like, hey, there's a lady drowning out there. Call 911. I'm going to get her.
So that's your training right there. Like what? So a lot of people wouldn't even think that. They're like so panicked. So you have enough wit about you. That's impressive. At 15 years old, you have enough wit to say, okay, we talk about, planning. So now you're going to, that's the first thing you do. And at that point, did you have any training, CPR, and, how to deal? None of that.
No. Nothing.
So what made you
just junior lifeguarding?
Junior lifeguarding. Call 911. Get assets.
Yeah,
get assets.
I told the guy, I said, call 911. And I let him know I was going I said, hey,
that's
call
so
911.
important. That's so important what you did there. That's backup.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be alone out there.
Like when I say, get on the radio and let us know what's going on.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So go ahead. So then go ahead.
And so I had my shorts, and I just started running out to her.
Again, no flotation device.
And I'm wearing clothes this time.
I'm gonna get him an automatic inflation device. He could go in his pocket, right? And
it's like I think Mom should get an award for putting up with all this
heroism.
We're gonna have him. So again, we're gonna get him an inflatable on his back. So again, so tell us what happened. You run now. There's no wetsuit, just shorts on.
I'm wearing shorts and
oh God, okay.
And,
poor mom.
I start running out there, and the guy's screaming. He says, "Help my fiance!" and he wanted to come out with me. You know, as soon as I started running, he followed me.
Oh, that's not good.
I said, no, go to shore. I told him I was a lifeguard. I wasn't a lifeguard at the time, but I said, no, go to shore.
That's all right.
I'm a lifeguard.
Practice without a license.
Were you one of the ones that would always wear your junior lifeguard gear everywhere?
No, I didn't really, unless I was boogie boarding or something, I'd throw the shirt on.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like stock neck.
Steve's picked some bad colors for you guys.
So go ahead. So you get that going. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I swim out there. She wasn't actually that far out. She was right next to a sandbar, but she was in the rip, and but she was gassed. She was same things before, panicked, out of breath. So I grabbed her and I was able to stand her up pretty quickly. I didn't really have to.
Went that far. It's probably just off the ends of the bar.
So I just kind of swam over a little bit. It wasn't far, right onto the bar, and then walked her in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fire department came. Well, they didn't come yet. The call just went out. I heard the whistle go, and she actually told me. She said she started at the pier, and she was on Carteret now at this point.
Wow.
So
so give people, that's about 5-6 blocks.
Yeah, it's a
probably,
long distance.
So it's probably about I don't want to say half a mile, but pretty close to half a mile.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a mean sweep, dog.
Yeah, it was big surf that day. It was heavy September surf, hurricane season.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, you must be so we're gonna have to work on him though. The only thing I said, like I said, I'm very impressed, but that's twice he went out without a flotation device. We have to. You and I are gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have to buy one for Christmas and like a pocket inflatable device, something you could get, because we can't have you going out.
Well, what
I thought you said, excuse me, but I thought maybe you would have got, like what I did is, look on the beach for a boogie board, a piece of wood, or we used to, here's what I want to give. We all had keys back in the day. We all had keys to the boxes, and on the boxes on the beach is our equipment.
Right.
So we made rescues at night. So I don't want to take the, your glory away, but we had keys. So you could, if the boxes were still on the beach, again, it may not, you could have went and got the can, but I think there should be, this is another thing too, they get stolen. But it would be nice if there's like a case or something somewhere, or glass, some. The people are calling for that.
Have fire extinguishers
People are calling for that. Have throw rings around the beach.
That wouldn't be a terrible
idea. I don't know about going on rescues at night, but I've heard stories of my senior guards getting a bit frustrated with the buoy and swimming out there in the middle of the night with a knife and just.
Oh yeah, they don't like that. So Mom, I just want to tell you, I make these guys swim out the buoys. I do it myself. I don't do anything I don't tell them to do, and it becomes an obsession that they don't like it. So they actually go out there and try to sabotage the buoy. It's just it's about 100 yards out, and I make them swim in and out, and they don't like it. But so anyway, well I think it's maybe something we should maybe suggest, write a letter to the town and say, listen, because somebody like you can make a difference, and I think it's not a bad idea. We put them in some kind of case or something. I don't know. We could think about it, but
like a break in an emergency break case. I mean, you might have vandalism or something, but that's actually something that I said to Niko, because this is a couple of years back now. But when these events were happening, yes, I was very freaked out. Very afraid for my son's safety. Because what we're discussing. And I said to him, our neighbor, Bob Omar, was.
Bobby,
I've had like 40 years. And like, I was asking Niko, can you get, I call it the can, the bullet.
Right.
I like the bullet. I've never heard that one before.
A bullet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And Niko, of course, like, Mom, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, wait, run home, grab the bullet and go save someone? It doesn't work that way. Like having it at home, he's never home when he's doing the rescues, right? He's on the beach. So I think it makes sense to have something like that there, like in case of an emergency when the lifeguards are off duty.
Well, there's people calling for that now, and like down in the Caribbean where you don't have a lot of lifeguards, what they do down there, and I was down there for 10 years doing surgery. So I got to know the lifeguards real well. They would have stations, and they would have a sign saying there's no lifeguards, but there was always a throw buoy there with a certain amount of line. So it's actually not just a throw buoy has the line. And so, and they were all around the islands, and they thought that was a really good thing to do. So maybe that's something, this story that Niko brings up, that's twice, and I think that if, maybe if there was something there, I mean, it still had a good outcome, but it would have helped, So
Definitely.
Right.
yeah,
It's
or
definitely always
something.
good to have flotation.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something about that story with the woman. Her name's Lucia. When that day in September when Niko did that rescue, I was actually on the beach and I was walking home because I knew he would be getting off the bus. But I happened to walk up Kearney instead of Carteret. So when I got on the boardwalk, walking now towards Carteret to go home, I see the cops coming on the boardwalk. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what happened? Like what, I knew there was someone in the water. And here comes Niko soaking wet. And he's like, Mom, you did it again. And I was like, no, you didn't. And the next word, this is sorry, Niko, I'm telling him the truth. So, and I said, you can't. And the next words out of his mouth were, and you better not call the news and you better not report this to anyone. And I said, Niko, but I saw the woman on the beach. The cops were interviewing her. And I said, can I at least go talk to her? Because I didn't meet the first 3 men that he saved. I never met them.
Right.
So he said, okay, but don't you dare call the news. And he went home. Niko went home. So this gets very emotional for me. But I feel like it's important for people to hear. So when I went onto the beach and I said to the woman, that was my son who went out there. And she said to me, makes me cry every time. She said, your son is an angel sent by God to save me.
Wow.
He was God to save me. And then she told me the story. So it was a little bit more dramatic than the way Niko explained it to you. It's like he said, she did go in at the pier. She said, I'm a good swimmer. So she went swimming.
Yeah. She thought she was a good swimmer. So go ahead.
She didn't expect it. She didn't expect it to be, for the current to pull her.
Right.
And her boyfriend at the time, saw how she was getting dragged and was following her along the shore. And he finally went out to try to save her. And this is what she said to me, which is very, it's just very emotional. She said, he went out to try and save her, but he was not a good swimmer at all. And she said, you know how when a person goes to save someone, but they drown themselves and they both drown? And she said, I knew that was what was going to happen. And so I told him,
wow.
I pulled my hand away from him and I said, go back and save yourself. Go.
Wow.
Because they were both going to die.
How old was she? How old was she, by the way? How old were they?
She was in her mid-20s.
Okay.
A young woman. And so she said, you go save yourself, because they were both going under. But actually that action that she took did in fact save her life, because him leaving her and getting to the sandbar was what enabled Niko to see him waving for help.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I wasn't sure if they were in trouble until he started waving.
Wow.
I just kind of saw them
they were
and was
together.
like, something's off here.
Wow.
So that did actually save her. But then she said, so she pulled her hand away and said, you go save yourself. And then she said, I had nothing left. She said, I couldn't move anymore. I had no strength. And I just prayed to God. And I said, God, please save me. God, please save me. And I looked up and there was your son.
Wow. There you go.
And I was just bawling. And I was like, don't cry. I used to be proud. But the beautiful thing about this story, so the point of that is, if you're not a good swimmer, if you're not trained, don't go to try and save someone, because that often does end in tragedy. But this story had a happy ending. They ended up getting married. And because I met her, I had her phone number, and she actually came to the award ceremony for Niko when he got the Life Saving Benevolent Award. She came to that award ceremony and she gave him like a silver engraved Lifeguard whistle. Wow.
Yeah, that actually, it didn't feel heavy at the time, being 15, but looking at it a couple years later, it feels pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Well, we had a kid this summer, worked on a beach, name was Jack. And, I told a story a few times, but he made a rescue. And I